Have you ever felt like someone in your life always had to be the center of attention, like the world revolved around them? And if it didn't, all hell broke loose. Maybe you've dealt with someone who couldn't handle even the slightest critique without exploding or turning the situation around to make you feel guilty instead. Or perhaps you've noticed how charming they can be in public while privately they leave a trail of confusion, self-doubt, and emotional wreckage. Well, you're not alone. And if you've ever tried to stand your ground, show confidence, or simply stop feeding into their ego, you may have noticed something strange. They get uncomfortable, sometimes angry. Other times they try to pull you back in with guilt, manipulation, or even affection that feels a little too calculated. What if I told you that there's one specific thing, just one behavior that narcissists absolutely cannot stand? A move so simple yet so powerful that it flips their carefully crafted control dynamic on its head. It's like flipping on the lights in a room where they've been dancing in the shadows. And today we're going to reveal it. In fact, you'll walk away from this video not only knowing what their biggest nightmare is, but how you can protect yourself permanently. I'm glad you're here. If you're ready to break free from toxic cycles, to understand how narcissistic behavior truly operates, and most importantly, to gain the upper hand in your own emotional well-being, then let's begin. But before we dive in, if this kind of content resonates with you, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and share this video with someone who might need it. These insights are based on psychological research and therapeutic experience. So if you want to understand how narcissists work from the perspective of behavior, manipulation, and recovery, you're in the right place. Let's begin. So what is it that narcissists truly hate? It's not rejection. Not exactly. It's not criticism, though they don't handle that well either. It's not even abandonment, though that strikes at a deep fear within them. No, the one thing narcissists absolutely hate is when you stop giving them narcissistic supply. That's it. But let me explain why this is so powerful. Narcissistic supply is the emotional fuel they need to function. It's attention, admiration, fear, obedience, and validation. It's the constant reinforcement of the image they project to the world that they are important, powerful, attractive, intelligent, superior, or whatever identity they've decided must be maintained at all costs. When you praise them, when you fear them, when you argue with them, and try to prove yourself, that's all supply. Even negative attention can count. Rage, confusion, even your silence in some cases can feed their need for control. You see, it's not about whether the attention is good or bad. It's about whether they're at the center of it. Now, here's the trick. Narcissists aren't just people who enjoy compliments. They are individuals with a profound lack of a stable internal sense of self. Their self-worth is fragile. They don't have a deep, secure identity to return to when the world doesn't validate them. So they construct one and then they guard it with emotional manipulation, gaslighting, blame shifting, and charm. When you stop reacting, when you detach, when you no longer respond to their provocations or their flattery, when you stop being the mirror that reflects their carefully crafted identity, they panic. Because without you playing your role, the illusion begins to crack. They feel exposed, powerless, irrelevant, and that's their nightmare. Let me paint a picture. Imagine a narcissist trying to provoke you into an argument. They might say something subtly hurtful or overtly disrespectful. You normally would take the bait, you defend yourself, try to explain, maybe even cry or yell, but this time you don't. You look at them calmly, you don't raise your voice, you don't flinch, you respond with indifference, or you walk away. In that moment, the spell breaks, because what they want is to see that they still control your emotions. If they can get you angry, they still own your sense of peace. If they can make you explain yourself, they still own your confidence. If they can make you chase their approval, they still own your worth. But when you don't give them that power anymore, they unravel They might lash out. They might love bomb you to reel you back in. They might smear your name to others, but it all comes from the same place, desperation. They are terrified of becoming irrelevant because without supply, the narcissist's identity is empty, hollow. This is why the silent treatment isn't the same when you do it from a place of healing. It's not manipulation. It's boundary. It's peace. It's reclaiming your space. And narcissists can't handle people who know their worth and don't need validation from them. When you live authentically, they can't compete. When you're no longer impressed by their image, they feel unseen. When you don't explain yourself after being blamed, they lose control. When you say no without guilt, they feel powerless. And here's what's even more interesting. When you stop giving supply, you start to see the real person behind the mask. No more charm, no more fake humility. Just the raw, reactive, often immature behaviors they've tried to hide. And once you see it, it's hard to unsee. This is why knowledge is so powerful. When you understand what narcissistic behavior looks like, not just the name calling or arrogance, but the subtle stuff, the guilt trips, the projection, the endless drama, you begin to reclaim your peace. You stop trying to fix them. You stop trying to get closure. You stop doubting yourself. And suddenly, they have no power over you. That's their true nightmare. But here's the twist. You don't need to hate them. You don't need to fight them. You don't even need to expose them. That's all still engaging with their game. The real liberation comes when you stop needing anything from them. No approval, no apology, no recognition. You become your own source of truth. You validate your own feelings. You set boundaries without seeking permission. You walk away without explaining. And that more than anything is what narcissists hate, because they realize they never really had control. You were just too kind, too hopeful, too empathetic to walk away. But now you see clearly. And once you see clearly, you can never go back to playing the role they wrote for you. Remember this, narcissists don't fear confrontation. They fear irrelevance. They don't mind arguments if they still get to control the emotional temperature. What terrifies them is emotional independence, peace, detachment, indifference. So if you're dealing with a narcissist in your life, whether it's a partner, a parent, a boss, or even a friend, ask yourself, am I still giving them supply? Am I still feeding their ego by defending myself, explaining myself, reacting, proving? Because the moment you stop, everything changes. Now, if you found this video helpful, or if it resonated with your experience, please consider subscribing to this channel. Hit the like button so others can find this content, and share it with someone who might be trapped in a toxic dynamic. Your mental health and your peace are worth protecting. Thanks for watching. You're stronger than you know. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts below, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve it.